We are closing in on the TAB Adelaide Cup. We're about 15 minutes away from the running of the Group 2 feature here at Morphettville today. John, the map is still the favourite, but there's been very good support for your selection, Acceleration.
Just in the last half an hour or so, the map's been easy and is heading back out near that $3 mark, and the money is for Acceleration, and Yellow Brick Road is being tried as well.
John, your best roughies again in the Cup?
I'm keen that One Last Kiss can run well. She's hit the line every start this prep. Forget her last run. She actually ran well at Moonee Valley. And Sanderstan's going to go round at about 50 to 1. I've priced the horse less than half that. It won't surprise me if he gets an easy lead. We've seen the form out of his last win at Gorleby Frank, again with Crimson Vine winning. He ran a great race in the Lord Reeves.
Well, John, it was a roughie that won last year. You're still trying to work out how it happened with the compliments of Drink Wise. Let's recap with Amy Yagi, the winner of Rebel Racer.
You won't miss a race, tip, protest, winner or moment on racing.com. And you won't miss a moment if you drink wise.
Number 15, Rebel Racer. Good in 2 runs for the Yagi stable.
Field set, gates open, they're racing in the Cup.
When you watch him in the Adelaide Cup, he's got his stupid ears pricked and he's got this happy look on his face and he just looks like he'd run all day. And he's the same in his track work. Like, you see him and it just makes you smile. You just watch him and you're like, he could literally go all day going that pace. And he's got such great stamina, and that's what makes him such a good stayer. I love buying these sort of tried horses online, and Rebel Racer has to be the number one. I bought him as a jumper, and I text a few of our great clients and that all love jumpers, and I said, hey, do you want to win a maiden hurdle at Warrnambool with me? They all jumped in him straight away, and yeah, the rest is history. Before he went to Adelaide, he ran like 0.1 outside the track record for the 3,000 metres at Moonee Valley, and it was a really, really good run. And so I said to Ash, we're mad if we don't have a crack at the Adelaide Cup after that.
Rebel Racer won't surrender. Aurora Symphony tries to get him.
And I couldn't believe it. I've roared this thing home, and I'll tell you what, 3,200 to lead the whole way is a long way to be cheering a horse home. And when he's under the pump, and Craig rode him so well, yeah, it was so exciting. But as I said, I'm not one to be lost for words. And
Amy.
I can't believe that just happened.
What were your expectations coming here today? He's been so good in his previous 2 runs since joining your stable.
I've told everyone I honestly thought he was a really good chance, and they wrote him off like beautiful ride. I was so happy when Grand Promenade was 3 wide, no cover. I was like, thank you, that was good. But bloody good gallop. I'm just so proud of Ash, my team. I'm so happy. I can't believe it.
And what sort of money did we pay for the horse?
35,000. So, and I was nearly going to stop at 32, and I went one more because I wanted him. I thought he was a beautiful horse, and I'm bloody glad I did.
When you buy them, you think that you could go through the grades, pick off some races and have a bit of fun, and we never in a million years thought that we'd be winning an Adelaide Cup about 8 or 10 weeks later. You know, it was wild. You know, he's been a great horse for us, and that's probably got to be the highlight.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to do it. The map has been off the map to get the job done in today's feature, the Adelaide Cup. Clearly the best back galloper and dominates the market now at $3.20. Has been a firmer throughout the course of the week and was $3.80 when final field was posted. Got into as short as $2.70 this morning. Acceleration heavily back last time out when getting the job down in beautiful Launceston, and has been supported again here, $6.50 into $3.60. Yellow Brick Road, a $5.50 chance. A maid, Philip Stokes, he's won this race 2 of the last 3 years. He settles up the toppy here, a maid who's an $8 chance. Then Grand Piero, best the rest at 11. The chances don't end there. A terrific edition of the Adelaide Cup. Who will put their name on the winners board near the likes of Surprise Baby from 2019? Now, there's plenty to check out on the Ladbrokes app, including the communities. Contact industry experts available at the tip of your fingers. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on screen or visit the website.
This mounting yard is brought to you by the 2024 Magic Millions Adelaide Yearling Sale. Catalogue online now.
John, number 1, I made the top weight. Last horse to win with 58 kilos was Gallic in 2007. No 10-year-old has ever won the Cup. We're going to come back to him. We're going to start with the horse you're tipping. Number 3, Acceleration.
His last 2 runs have been outstanding. The Great Western Cup, I know it's not a traditional lead-up to the Adelaide Cup, but he carried a big weight. He sat back off a moderate tempo and went bang. Last start at Launceston, over 1.5 miles. He settled midfield. Again, he was able to use that change of gear. He put that race away by the 100-metre mark. Soft win in the end. Has to run out the trip and has to settle early. If he does, he's got the X factor.
We'll come back to numbers 1 and 2. John, number 4, the Map.
Leading local chance, and I don't think SA has had a good as chance as this to win the Cup for a long time. Very good first up here over 2,000 metres where she was able to win the JRA plate. Last start in the Lord Reams again hit the line well, but I thought she probably had her chance to win that against Yellow Brick Road. Can definitely win. Jamie Carr is a plus. Her career best run is the only time Jamie Carr has ridden her.
The veteran, Skirm, he actually ran in the Cup 2 years ago, John. He was only a $6 chance and ran 8th in the race, won by Dashan Sweet Jr.
His lead-up form into the Adelaide Cup of 2022 was very strong. He won that Night Cup at Moonee Valley that year and beat Dashan Sweet Jr. That horse then came out and won the Adelaide Cup. Since then, he's injured a tendon and had most of that 2-year period off. He's been going okay since he came back, but he really need to improve 3 or 4 lengths here. Grand
Piero gets the services of Craig Williams for the Jason Warren stable.
Slight tinkering of gear here by Jason Warren. Blinkers off, visor on. Such a consistent horse, basically never runs a bad race. Just often seems to find 1 or 2 better than him. I'm sure that he'll beat at least most of the field home. He maps to get a good run inside gate, Craig Williams.
Patrick Kearney's done a terrific job with Yellow Brick Road. 7 starts for him, 3 wins, including his most recent 2 outings.
The first of those 7 starts was at benchmark 58 level, which he was able to win under a big weight. His most recent win for Patrick was last start in the Lord Reams. I thought he was fantastic there. They didn't go slowly in that race. He was there all the way. He wasn't going away at the finish, and I thought he was just about holding the map right on the line. I think he maps very well. He'll be in the first 2 or 3 in the run. I can't see much pressure.
Port Guillaume, who came out from overseas with a good reputation. He won 4 of his first 6 starts overseas, and he came out here and ran in the Caulfield and Melbourne Cups of 2021, but just the 2 wins in Australia.
2 wins in Australia, one of which was over the jumps at Ballarat. The only other time he's won, he was actually really impressive beating Rolls at Flemington back in June last year. If he was to run like that, he could most definitely win or at least figure. Your only issue with all his form outside that's around 5 lengths shy of what he did that day.
Lincoln King's a veteran galloper, a 9-year-old now. He's only been with Catherine Durden for 7 runs. He was a pretty handy horse in New Zealand. He won a Wellington Cup over 2 miles.
He's got one advantage over the rest of the field, and he's a winner at 2 miles. He's the only horse in the race that has winning form at the distance. He's now a 9-year-old, and he's obviously a well-bred horse to stay. He's by shocking the Melbourne Cup winner. He finished just forward of midfield in the Night Cup last start at Moonee Valley. Just probably needs to find 3 or 4 lengths.
Dan O'Sullivan won the Cup in 2008 with the mare Lacey Underall. He saddles up the mare here, One Last Kiss.
She's been racing basically in benchmark grade this preparation, but did have a crack at the Night Cup last start and had absolutely no luck. About the 600-metre mark, I thought she was travelling quite well and had plenty to offer. Got shuffled right out of the race. Prior to that, she won at Flemington over 2,500 metres. Throughout this preparation, she's found the line well. All of her form at 1.5 miles or further is good. I think the best roughie.
Sandistan is another roughie you think has got a good chance.
Going to go round at massive odds, Sandistan, and he's been fantastic since coming to SA for Garrett Lynch. He's won 5 races in the last 3 months. Most recently beat Crimson Vine at Gawler. I know it's a Gawler benchmark race, but he carried a big weight there. He outfought Crimson Vine. She was impressive today. Prior to that, he got beaten 4 lengths in the Lord Reams and covered more ground than any other runner. He maps to get a soft run in front. He'll be there for a long way.
Oceanic Flash, number 13, which has only been with Andrew Payne for 4 starts. Kieran McAvoy rides for his brother-in-law, and Karen's wife, Kathy, on track as well. She's flown in to see the horse run.
Got plenty of connections there and a fair few guys in the ownership that we know well, so good luck to them. Oceanic Flash, she's been out of the winner's stall for about 2 years, and every start in those 2-year period has been at benchmark level. It's hard for me to come into the horse because this is the hardest task he's had for a long time. Honest enough, his last 2.
What about Rapinoe, John, which ran 4th in the Lord Reams?
Thought she had every chance there and was well enough held. There were a couple of other runners, such as Sanderson, that I thought had tougher runs than her, that I'm happy to back instead of her.
Danny O'Brien's won the Cup twice before, Demerger in 2005, King of Leogrance 2020. He saddles up Roaring Engine.
Lightly raced horse who's starting to make his name as a stayer. He was good last start at Sandown after only narrowly getting beaten at Moonee Valley by Rapinoe. We know that he'll stay. His mother was a Group 1 Oaks winner. She's got a half-sister who's a Group 1 Oaks winner. He's in the right yard. He's just coming out of form races that I think are inferior.
The next two at similar odds, about 250 to 1. You probably don't have a price alongside of them, John. Number 16, 8 on the dot.
I most definitely don't have a price against either of them. 8 on the dot's done a fantastic job for Scott Whittle this prep, but he's only the winner of one race out of 23.
And Tulligan, the other bolter.
He hasn't disgraced himself his last two at black type level, but he's had his chance and he's finished midfield. He's going to need to find about 5 lengths.
OK, let's get back to the two up the top. So a Maid, third in the Cup last year.
The Maid's now a 10-year-old and he's got to give 5 kilos basically to the rest of the field. He ran honestly here last year and we're just hearing that the Maid might have dumped the jockey on the way to the gates as well. So we'll wait and see if we can find out further info there. A Maid was good last start. He missed the start by a fair way, but he can do that quite regularly. He absolutely charged up the inside rail underneath 60 kilos. It was a good run, but again, where will he be in the run? I've got a feeling he won't have many behind him.
And what about Alhambra Lad for Patrick Payne? Won the race as a jockey back in 1994. He's won it as a trainer as well already.
Blinker's come off Alhambra Lad, which I don't think is a bad move to try to get him to stay and relax over this 2 miles. He's generally an honest horse. He's been mixing his form slightly in Tasmania, but again was honest behind Acceleration. Your problem is that Acceleration beat him on his merits last start, and he's got to turn that couple of lengths defeat around at least to beat him.
So, John, we'll recap your numbers, then we'll go to Nick for an update, and then JT's got Phillip Stokes, and obviously there's no drama with a Maid.
I've gone with Acceleration to win, and he has been absolutely smashed. He's not far off pushing the map for favouritism now. He's been very well supported. The map can definitely win the race. She's a leading local chance. Where she gets to in the run and the tempo being just moderate are my queries, but gee, she's going well this prep. Yellow Brick Road, I've got no queries about where he'll be in the run. The map is very friendly for him, and a Maid's very honest and will stay the trip.
Acceleration, the on-top selection there, has continued to firm, now into $4.20 late in betting. The map is going to jump favourite at $3.90. Yellow Brick Road, 6. A Maid, 8 into $7.50 late. Then double figures or better the rest. If you're chasing a long shot, there's been some support for the 15 Roaring Engine, 31 into 26. But good betting race, the map, the best backed. What's gambling really costing you? For free and confidential support, call the number on screen or visit the website.
Stokes here, we're just hearing Phil, and you can hear Brett Davis up on there saying he actually dumped the jockey, but they've caught him, so I don't think he's gone too far. Probably not what you want to hear 2 minutes out from the Adelaide Cup.
No, that's okay. I thought he was feeling well this morning, so I'm pleased I've caught the horse, and yeah, he looks okay.
Hey, just quickly, we know that he's a quirky horse. We know that he's a talented horse. He ran so well in this race last year, but he does have a bad habit. Is he going to jump today?
My gut feeling says yes, but if he doesn't, we've got 2 plans, obviously.
Everything about him, though, suggests that, you know, despite his age, he's going as well as ever. He's ready to run a big race.
Oh, he is. Well, the jockeys can't even stay on him.
You're pretty happy, though, with him?
Look, he's prepped up beautifully for this. He was beautiful this morning. He's paraded beautiful, so he's given me all the right signs.
And I'm sure the vet's going to run his eye over him quickly. We can see him heading around to the gates. Hopefully, he gets the tick of approval to line up.
Thank you.
Phillip Stokes there, and we'll wander over and have a quick chat to Dan Clark, and trainer of the favourite. A little bit of a less stressful 5 minutes for you than Phillip Stokes. His one got loose and headed away, but thankfully they've caught him. Your girl, she's on her best behaviour.
Have they caught it?
They've caught a Maid, yeah.
Oh, bad luck. No, she's presented beautifully. She looks sensational. She was nice and relaxed. Jamie got on, she pricked her ears and off she went. So no, we're thrilled.
It seems as though, and you've probably been asked this question a couple of times this week, it seems as though everything has gone perfectly to plan this campaign with her.
Yeah, well, you like things too. If you've set a plan and they have gone to, everything's gone to perfection so far. So, Jay Carr on board, it all adds up. Hopefully, we can do the right thing everything and win a cup.
She's drawn well. I'm tipping you didn't really give her too many instructions, but where would you like to see her? Is it midfield? Does she get further back? Or, does she hold a spot from that draw?
Jay Carr's got a plan. I didn't ask her too much. She said, I want to be in front more than what's behind me, so she'll work it out. You don't say and ask her, she'll just do.
And, mate, the ride with this horse, I think there are about 80 owners, or more than 80 up in the function. There's about 80 here in the mounting yard. They've come from all over Sydney, half of Keith's here. It's been an incredible story.
It's been a great story. It's great for racing. It's great for SA. It's good to see that all these guys, they're just going to get the biggest thrill if this horse can come home with the chocolate. So we're looking forward to it.
Go find Uppy. Go find your lucky spot, mate. Good luck.
Thanks, JT.
Dan Clark in there with JT. So we've seen the horse behind the gates, John, and obviously the vets had a look at him. Zach Spain not yet in the saddle, but he couldn't have gone far. He must have basically gone to the end of the 1,200 metre chute. They basically start down by about the 900 metre mark.
That's probably a good thing he's corralled himself into that chute, or maybe with the help of some of the staff behind the gates. He looked pretty relaxed behind the gates, and watching a few of these other horses walk around behind the gates, most of these stayers are handling the heat pretty well.
You can just see the vet there on left of screen, just alongside Zach Spain. He was on the two-way, so there must be some information coming through shortly.
Yeah, we can see that they are working on a maid there. The clerk of the course is just standing next to him. We'll wait and see if we hear any more about a maid. From what we would understand, he wouldn't have gone too far without the rider.
It's a significant move for acceleration, John, here. The horse you've put on top and the second selection, and it's a great crowd, as you would expect for Cup Day here today.
It's been really pleasing to see the crowd turn up. We know we've had warm weather over the last few days, but today is a little more moderate with temperatures around the mid-30s as opposed to where we were on Saturday, say. And, that move for acceleration, he's now sub $5. That's coincided with a market drift with the map. She was backed into as short as $2.50 a couple of days ago. She's going to run somewhere closer to $3.84 by the looks.
Just heard Brett on the PA. Our maid has been cleared to run, John, so that is good.
That's very good news for the Stokes stable and connections with a maid. He's been a fantastic horse since coming to Australia, a really consistent horse, and obviously that highlight the Bendigo Cup last year.
OK, so Philip Stokes, he's won 2 of the last 3 cups with Good Idea and then Dash Arm Sweet Junior, which was ridden by Jamie Carr. Let's see if he can win a third in 4 years with a maid who is going to try and do what no other 10-year-old has ever done, John, and win the Adelaide Cup.
It'd be a fantastic story for him. Ideally, you'd say, well, he's 6 months younger, but he'd still be a 10-year-old based on Northern Hemisphere breeding as well. It'd be a fantastic effort for the Stokes yard. We know that he's had a couple of issues during his career, but they've been able to manage him through that. On his last run in the Night Cup at Moonee Valley, they've got him going as well as he ever has.
So we're nearly 2 minutes past start time as we go to our caller, Brett Davis.
The money late has come for acceleration. However, the map is still favourite. Number 4, 270 out to 370. Acceleration $5 into 440. Yellow Brick Road, the Lord Reams winner. Number 7, $7 into 550 late, and a maid is $8 and solid. $10 then for Grand Piero, $11 for Alhambra Lad. 20s or greater the best, headed by One Last Kiss, who's actually firmed up from 23 into $19 in the last couple of minutes. So they're just adjusting the saddle on a maid. Some of the horses have already loaded in. Rapino standing quietly. Here's One Last Kiss coming forward. Primarily owned here in South Australia. One Last Kiss. Luke Curry takes the ride today. Had excuses last start. Prior to that, form has been extremely strong and honest. Here's Roaring Engine moving in for Kayla Crowther. Coming in now is Lincoln King alongside. So the field is taking shape for the running of the TAB Adelaide Cup. First run back in 1864, won by a horse called Falcon. 2024. Who writes their name in history? We'll soon know. Sanderstand to come in. Tulligan as well. Oceanic Flash. Acceleration. Port Guillaume for the Hayes camp. And the maid is still standing there swishing the tail a little bit, but Zach Spain jumps back aboard. So almost ready to go. Tab Adelaide Cup to be run in high temperatures. Most of the horses today have been very well behaved and coped very well with the heat. Air Assault probably the odd sock out in that respect earlier on, but he went on to win the Morphettville Guineas. Now here comes the Lord Reams winner, Yellow Brick Road. So Acceleration and a Maid to complete the line. 2024 Tab Adelaide Cup. Favourite is the Map. Stand by. All in bar two. Two scallywags still to move in. One of them is a Maid. And the other one, 8 on the dot. So, it's come to this moment. It's been a massive build-up throughout the week. Plenty of nerves. They're over. The light is on. Set. Tab Adelaide Cup ready. Stand by. Starter is scanning the field. He's happy. And they're off. And a Maid, well, he missed it. Probably 4, maybe 5. So he's not the best away, but we know that was probably going to be the case. One Last Kiss and also Acceleration gets snagged out. There's plenty of speed on up front. Yellow Brick Road, Oceanic Flash, Alhambra Lads carving over. So too is Grand Piero, Rapino not far away. Sanderstan caught out a fraction deep at the moment. Then Skelm. The Map seemed to jump quite well. She's actually just in behind the main division as they turn into the straight, and then 8 on the dot. So they're in the home straight now, and it's Oceanic Flash being joined by Alhambra Lad. Alhambra Lad rolls up now to take the lead from Oceanic Flash, and Sanderstan is going to park between the pair as they come down with a circuit to run. Yellow Brick Road's getting a lovely trail now, running 5th on the outside of Skelm. 2 to Grand Piero, and then a length away to the Map, Rapino, and 8 on the dot, 3 deep. One Last Kiss was able to sneak through inside of the Map there when she left the fence and has pinched ground. A Maid is towards the back of the field, and there looks to be some problem here for the jockey. There is Zach Spain. He's lost his irons. So we've got a problem here with a Maid. Zach Spain has got no irons and he's just sitting in the field. It's like he was back in 1864. Then Tulligan, followed by Acceleration. Towards the back is Roaring Engine in company with Lincoln King. Lincoln King ahead of Roaring Engine, and Port Guillaume is 4th last. So there's some issues for a Maid. That's the first thing we've established. The second thing we've established is that Alhambra Lad at the mile has the lead by a length to Sanderstan. 3rd position, Oceanic Flash. Yellow Brick Road is 4th. Skelm is 5th. Then Grand Piero, 8 on the dot. The Map is 1 off on the outside. She's almost obscured by the lime colours of One Last Kiss. Then a Maid in the white cap with Zach Spain bobbing in the saddle. Rapino and then Tulligan. Port Guillaume, Acceleration. And towards the back of the last 2, Lincoln King and Roaring Engine. Heading to the side of the track, they've gone in halfway, 1,000 to run. And the leader, Alhambra Lad, by 3/4. Sanderstan ready to strike. Yellow Brick Road has moved to 3rd. Oceanic Flash, then 8 on the dot, Skelm. Followed by Grand Piero. Now the Map, Jamie Carr's just holding her cards at the moment. She's yet to peel, but she's going to come deep. One Last Kiss, then Port Guillaume. A Maid still going along, but he's in all sorts of trouble here. Then Acceleration sneaking through as they race up towards the 600, where Sanderstan gets in the face now of Alhambra Lad. Yellow Brick Road, 8 on the dot, Skelm. Here's the Map joining in at the right time. A Maid's come off the fence. This would be remarkable if he's in the finish. They sweep up to the home bend. Sanderstan turned in front with Alhambra Lad. The Map quickly joins them. Acceleration's charged through on the rail. Then a Maid. The Map goes to the lead at the 250. Acceleration's hunting her down. Acceleration after the Map. Then a Maid and Skelm. Acceleration drives through underneath the Map. Acceleration and the Map. A grandstand finish to the Adelaide Cup. Oh, maybe Acceleration, a whisker to the map, but there's nothing in it. Acceleration or the map. Third place, Skelm. What a remarkable run by a maid to finish fourth. Roaring Engine was next across the line. Then One Last Kiss, Yellow Brick Road, Alhambra Lad. Next in Tulligan, Rapino, Port Guillaume, Roaring Engine, Sanderstan, 8 on the dot, and Oceanic Flash. It's a photo, and Acceleration wins.
What a race, what a finish, and what a ride. Harry Coffey and Jamie Carr pair off to fight out, stride for stride the last furlong, John. The map, the outside, Acceleration, the inside, and the inside, the Victorian just sticks his neck out and wins by the barest of margins.
Two great rides, and what a great battle over the last 100 metres. Harry Coffey, that is one of the rides of the year. Acceleration was bolting from the 800-metre mark. He kept picking runs inside horses. He hasn't gone round a horse. He's won the race by about half a head. The map's had every chance for Jamie Carr. She always had it in the right spot. She probably had a length or two on Acceleration at the 200-metre mark. And what a run from a maid. The horse has finished fourth. Zach Spain has had no irons for basically 2,400 metres.
And he loomed up like he was going to run past them too at the 400, John did. A maid. That was an incredible piece of horsemanship from Zach Spain. We'll catch up with him, but how about the training performance from Richard Cully here with Acceleration? Wins a Great Western Cup 2 starts ago, goes to Tassie, bolts in the Launceston Cup, steps to 2 miles for the first time today, got right back, looked in a really tricky position at about the 600-metre mark, but he was a strong stayer. He pinched gaps when Harry needed him to take them, and he's finished hard.
Harry Coffey not only was a brilliant ride, but he knew his horse. He knew his horse had a short, sharp sprint, and he had to ride the horse to save ground and ride him for luck. He used his sprint at exactly the right time, and it's been the difference between winning and losing. What a great training performance, as you say, by Richard Cully. Last start at Launceston, that's the first time the horse had been past 2,000 metres. There'll be a massive thrill for him, and he now has a Group 2 to his name.
Terry, you've got an emotional crew down there.
Yeah, I've got Ray Nicholson, who's got the Acceleration colours on his cap. You've actually got the name on your cap, sir. What's your name?
Grant Thorson.
So you boys are obviously part owners.
We certainly are.
Where's your trainer?
Unfortunately, Richard's back in Ballarat at the moment.
Dealing with his nerves.
How were your nerves?
No good, they're shot, mate. They're shot.
Well and truly.
What a win.
What a win. Oh, boy.
Richard's had this plan for a while. He said, all along, this horse will get 2 miles. And we thought, oh, yeah. But he did. What a win.
What a win.
What a ride by Harry Coffey.
Oh, Harry, mate, top rider. We owe Harry a lot. We owe the whole crew at Cully's. We owe him everything. They've made this day. It's unbelievable. Annabelle, she had our strapper. She looks after him like there's no tomorrow. We're the luckiest blokes in the world. To all the blokes in Melbourne, we love you. We won!
How many connections here? Just the two of you?
Yeah. I said to Harry after Launceston, I said, would your missus mind if I gave you a kiss? And he says, as long as your strapper does it, she won't care.
Now, is it going to be a nice, quiet night in Adelaide for you two boys?
Don't think so, no way. This is a dream come true. In fact, it's a dream that keeps on going. I hope I never ever wake up.
Well, he may well run in the most famous 2-mile race in Australia come November.
Well, that's the dream. We're still dreaming. Unreal, really good. Wrapped in Richie, as Grant said. Richie, all the staff, all the way through have been so good, and put up with a lot with this fella. We call him Elvis for obvious reasons.
Ray, tell me something. How did you get involved? How much did the horse cost?
Emma Scott, a girl from Balranald, she was training at the time, and I agreed to buy some horses, and she went over to Adelaide and she rang me out of the blue, none of the ones we'd picked out, and she says, I've got a nice horse, Ray, do you want to go in? And that was it. She cost her $6,000.
So $6,000 from the Magic Million sales here in Adelaide?
Yeah, that's right, yeah, for sure, yeah, unreal.
What a ride you're having.
Oh, mate, it's unbelievable, this is unbelievable. Just so thankful to everyone. All the boys have put in. We've had a lot. We've done this together. To all the boys in Melbourne, I miss you all, but we're having a good day.
Hey, Harry, come back this way, buddy. You want to weigh in and come back. Okay, boys, just take it back. Harry Coffey's going to go and jump on the scales, and then he'll be back with us. He might want to get a drink.
Incredible scenes. A $6,000 horse, John. They're living the dream. He, as I said, won the Great Western Cup earlier in the campaign. He went to Launceston. Richie Cully wasn't actually trackside for Launceston either. I think he had some bushfire concerns around his property around Burren Beat there, so he was back there safeguarding that. Not sure what's prevented him from experiencing the best day of his training career. Obviously a champion jumps jockey in his riding career, but geez, he's got a nice horse here.
What a great horse he's been for Richard Cully. He's always been a dynamic horse, and now we're just seeing the absolute best of him when he stepped over these staying trips. He had to settle early, and Harry Coffey had a plan right from the first bounce out of the gates. He knew he was just going to snag him back, put him behind horses, and make sure that he had horses around him and outside of him to really switch off. And to Acceleration's credit, he did just that and was able to conserve that final sprint by not overdoing it early. Some great stories behind the first two. Skelm, after the tendon injury and nearly 2 years off, has come back and run third in the race that he contested and tried 2 years ago. And I'm sure people will watch that replay and shake their head and say, how did he come forth with no irons for basically most of the race?
Abade's stay at the races has been a very, very eventful day. It hasn't been as joyful as what Harry Coffey's is. Terry, it's always a happy trip to Morphettville when Harry Coffey makes the trip across the border. He won his first ever Group 1 race here, and he's back to win the Adelaide Cup.
He certainly did win his first Group 1 here. He won it on suppressor. I was lucky enough to call that race for you that day. Harry, you just said that both Ray and Grant, you know they love the limelight and the microphone, so you didn't want to steal any of their thunder.
Yeah, when we were at Launceston the other day, I nearly missed me riding the next race in the presentations. They were talking about how it walked out as a foal at the yearling sales here 6 years ago, so I thought I'll go away in and come back out. There's plenty of time.
That was only your first ride on the horse. How did that all come about for you?
They were keen to give me a go, the owners and Richie, and just being down in the weights and my ability to ride light at the drop of a hat, and also my success that I've had in Tasmania, I think they sort of gave me a go, and luckily enough I went down. It was sort of a no-brainer. He's got great form. He's a classy horse, and Richie's a brilliant trainer. He knows what he's doing, so we were a little bit unsure whether we're going to come to Adelaide just with the 2 weeks between runs, but as you've seen, it was the right idea.
Harry, you were a long way back and back on the inside of runners cluttered away. And were you happy? Were you okay there?
I just had to cop me medicine, and I actually had him really well relaxed for the type of horse that he is. And then Zach's iron broke, and I was like, wowee, what am I going to do now? Because I didn't know what Zach was going to do. And to Zach's credit, he tried to ride a race without any irons. And mind you, he gave it a good steer because I was following him. So I was able to sneak through, and I was in two minds. I really rated the Dan O'Sullivan horse with Luke Curry on it. I've ridden her a fair bit, and this was a target race for her. So I followed her for a long way, and Richie wanted me to cut the corner, and I had in my mind I would have loved to have got on Jamie's back at some stage, but Richie was really keen to cut the corner, and it worked. We cut the corner all right, and we shot straight up the inside.
Okay. When do you head home, mate?
Going to ride one, and then me and Yendel are flying back to Horsham in a little plane. I tell you what, that ride there just then was a lot more enjoyable than the ride over, so hopefully we're going all right on the way home.
If you're thinking you're going home straight away, you better avoid Ray and Grant, because I think they've got big plans.
They look like they could drink to the yearling sales next week and then buy too many yearlings, don't they? So I'll be getting out of here.
Good on you, mate. Well done.
Thanks heaps.
There we go. Harry Coffey.
Yeah, incredible. One of the most loved jockeys in the Australian riding ranks for many different reasons. One is that he's a quality rider, a multiple Group 1 winner. Two, he's a quality human being, John, so nobody begrudges a result like this.
Harry's one of the most loved figures in Victorian racing, and we often see him in SA. He's been a fantastic figure for people with cystic fibrosis, and to see the challenges he's faced in his life and to again rise to the top of the tree, absolutely unbelievable.
We'll park it here at Morphettville for now. An action-packed but thrilling edition of the 2024 Adelaide Cup. We'll have all the wash-up, speak to some of the beaten connections. Right now, though, let's head back to Ballarat for the last.